and therefore, I wanted to do it the right way. That's why I waited until the time was the right time to join eXp. I also was working hard for helping Ribe, of course. And well, it happened this way, at the end, they closed out the brokers part. Still, thank God, there is a reason with eXp, with the instant buying part of Ribe.
Hey there, future real estate legends. This is Jason P. Jordan, your go-to global real estate coach and the president and CEO, the Legends International team brokered by eXp Realty. I just wanted to thank you for being here and welcome you to another episode of the Lit Real Estate Show, where we interview our equity partners at eXp Realty in the USA and from all around the globe. Now I just ask you to please subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button and hitting that bell icon so you never miss another Lit show or any other future videos that I have and launch here on this channel. It also helps the show grow so we can get even more successful eXp Realty agents on to help you. Now, at the same time, if you're a subscriber, you'll get access to new shows before anyone in the world does. If you would, subscribe right now. Thanks so much. All right, so let me introduce our guest speaker today, Rodolfo Bay, who spends time between Guatemala City, Guatemala, and Madrid, Spain. Rodolfo Bay specializes in business and market intelligence with development for both international and local trade, with expertise spanning multiple industries, including telecommunications, fashion, duty-free, retail, commercial real estate, aviation, venture capital, hedge funds, and entrepreneurship. Rodolfo has worked across diverse countries such as Spain, Ghana, Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, and currently Guatemala. His role in developing the new unit of investigation and product development for the Guatemalan Association of Exporters, Export, showcases his ability to connect people, money, and ideas to make things and dreams happen. Rodolfo's specialties include market and business intelligence, startup development, general management, marketing and public relations, human resource management, Salesforce recruiting, and supplier relations. He's also a professor of various subjects, including market intelligence, fashion, and politics, key sectors of the Guatemalan economy, commercial negotiation, and digital marketing, and political marketing. As a prolific article writer, he contributes insights on political, business, economic, and social issues to various magazines in Spain, Puerto Rico, and Guatemala. So with that said, Rodolfo, welcome to the call.
Thanks, Jason. It's a pleasure to have you here. When you were reading my profile, I was thinking, well, people may be thinking that there's a saying in Spanish that says, el que mucho abarca poco aprieta, which more or less means that when you try to reach many things, you don't grab any. That's my sound, my life, but I will talk it the opposite way. I will say that thanks to this diverse knowledge of different industries, I have managed to get knowledge from some industry and use it in another industry, which it helps a lot, and that's my expertise now, to be able to get and grab some knowledge from one industry I used to work for and use it in this industry. And that's my goal here, to grab all the experiences in different industries, my previous experience, which I also have in the real estate business, and try to grab everything into what I'm bringing to eXp, for you to know. And believe it or not, as Jason will explain, I'm sure, I'm a very loyal person, and the thing is that life has taken me this way, and I like to, I don't go against the river, I like to go through the river, but I'm loyal, I'm very loyal, as Jason knows, in the way I do business, and I hope to have a great time with you guys, and a long and very fruitful experience with you guys in Spain, which is where I have the license, but also here, because as Jason knows, my hope is to not only work out in Spain, which we are already working some business there, but try to open business here in Central America.
We started these conversations and you were introduced to me by my business partner, a good friend, Brian Gullickson. And I remember one day he just threw you on a WhatsApp with me, which I absolutely love about Brian. And he's like, you got to meet this guy, Rodolfo, right? And we started this great conversation. It was over a year ago, right? And we've started that conversation. And then the opportunity to where I went to Madrid and I met with you, and we'll kind of get into that conversation in a moment. But, you know, I think what you were just saying, the experience in all these different industries actually helps you because it makes your vision broader and it allows you to have a larger network of people, right, that can help connect dots in all kinds of opportunities. So I think that that actually is a huge plus, right? When we come down to talk about being part of eXp and this network and how we're doing something that's never been done before with the model we have and expanding it around the world. So even though you have a lot of different experience, kind of take us back to how you got started in real estate, right? What made you go from being an exporter in fashion, retail, all these things, and how did you decide to get into real estate, Rodolfo?
Well, I always liked real estate. In fact, when I used to live in Puerto Rico, which was more than, I lived in Puerto Rico from 2000 to 2008.
Okay.
I really liked real estate, and I took a course in real estate. So I got the license from the US because Puerto Rico is part of the US now. And so therefore, I got my license. But I was working at that time in other businesses, so I never really experienced it. I really like to learn, so I learned it. I got my license, but I never worked it out because I was focusing on other things that took me all my time. That's the first time it was a long time ago. It was in 2008, so a long time ago, that I started to connect with the real estate business. All the works I used to do since 2000 has been linked to the real estate business, but because it has been in industries that we work with commercial centers, so I have been connected to the real estate business in the commercial side since that time, since 2000, in fact. And so more than as a customer than as a broker, but I got to know well the industry. And once during the COVID years, I had to go back to Spain because of family reasons. And then when I was there, I realized, because a friend of my mother, she used to have this real estate company for the last 40 years in Marbella in the south of Spain.
Okay.
She told me, hey, you have to go into the real estate business. You are made for that. So I listened to her, and I entered. I joined a company which was owned by a Venezuelan guy who lived in Miami, Amy, like you, and a Spanish guy. And they got all this real estate knowledge from the US, you know, all the modern things that the US always is in advance, because the US is the number one and always has been the number one country working real estate, is always one step ahead. No? So I joined them because I like all the knowledge they brought from the US, and it was a great time. This company was brought by a Norwegian and Finnish company. So suddenly there were Finnish in the company too. Okay. And suddenly these Finnish guys knew some Guatemalan guys who made them part of the team, and it was amazing for me because I live between Guatemala and Spain, you know, and I have my voice from Guatemala. So it was great for me to have these Guatemalan people working with me. Everything, you know, progressed in a way without me doing anything about it. You know, it was just luck. And at the end, I was working with some people who were from Guatemala, which is, you know, my second country after Spain. No? And there I was with Guatemalan people, and that's where suddenly Brian came up, you know. Right. And he wrote me a message through LinkedIn, which I don't use that much. But I don't know why that message caught my attention. Really, I don't use LinkedIn that much. But he caught my attention, and I contacted him. And that's why I got to know eXp. I was surprised. I didn't know about eXp before. And I got to know the model. And it was the model that I always dreamed about since I was in college. So it was like, yeah, this is the model.
Yeah, you know, so let's talk a little bit about that now, right? So you were at this company, which is now called Rive. Right?
It used to be called by another name. It was before. It was called a house, and it was called Codit, because Codit in Finnish means house. But in the COVID 3 years, it was very bad to be named that way. Of course, I mean, to be called Codit in those days, you know, it was the worst. You know, even in his house in Finnish, it didn't work out that well. That's why at the end we changed to Riven.
Right, and it was that at that time that I came to Madrid, right? And I met you, and it was after we had several calls with the Guatemalan guys who had taken over control of the company, right?
Yeah.
And we went there and had a talk, and there was a team of over 50 agents at the time at Riva, right? And we were discussing how possibly a Riva and eXp partnership could work out, and it was it was a great time there, and I was really excited to meet also Stephen and Jorge at Riva, but most importantly, meeting you in person, Rodolfo, was awesome, and how you not only were there to make sure that I got to the meetings at Riva, I also got a chance to go see your school there in Madrid, where you're a professor, where you teach real estate, you know. And also got a chance to kind of hang out with you. You took me to one of the biggest real estate companies in Spain, and we had a meeting with the chief marketing officer, right? It's like, I didn't even know these people. It was so awesome how you were so excited about the potential of what we were doing, and you didn't want to waste a single second, right? Of having me there. And then we ended with you meeting Rita Nunez, that Rita drove all the way from Madrid, or from Lisbon up to Madrid. And so you had a chance to meet her and a few other members of our team. And it was awesome.
Who came from Valencia. Remember, there were some people from Valencia too that came to the meeting.
So
what was his name?
Francisco was actually traveling from Lisbon all the way to Valencia, right? So he took Rita with him. It was great. It was so awesome to spend that time with you there. And then we worked over an entire year, right, to try to bring Riva to eXp, right? And it happened to be here just a few weeks ago that Glenn and Leo and then Michael at the time, who was the chief growth officer at the time, they all were in Madrid, right? And so we lined up a private meeting with Stephen, the CEO of Riva, right? And Stephen got really excited, and he said, hey, this is going to be a great thing, right? And so we were successfully able to start a partnership between Riva and eXp Realty. Now, it didn't end up panning out exactly how we desired, right? But in time, I believe it will, right? And I look at that, and Riva is a company that is a big institutional buyer. So for those of you who don't know, and they're purchasing today about 50 million in property just in Madrid every single year, right? And they have a desire to expand throughout Europe, throughout the rest of Spain, and then of course Europe and to different markets. And so Leo Pareja, our CEO, talked to Stephen about that and how we could help them do that. And so I think we're going to start that relationship with Riva as an iBuyer partner. And the great part about it was, Rodolfo, is at that time, Riva decided to get out of the brokerage business, right? And so then that allowed you to be completely independent, right? And that, because Rodolfo is so loyal, right? Because like for a year, Brian and I were like, Rodolfo, just come join us, let's go, right? And Rodolfo's like, no, we got to do this the right way so we don't burn the relationship, right? And I'm so glad, Rodolfo, that you stayed steadfast in that, and that you were like, this is how it has to be, and we're just going to be patient, right? So talk to us a little bit about what was it about the eXp Realty model that just, made you want to just keep involved. I couldn't believe, like, there would be time that we'd go by and we haven't talked, and all of a sudden I get a message from you or a call from you. And I'm going to tell you guys, this guy wasn't even in, and he was putting me in front of people. So he also put me in front of a broker in Panama, right? And we've had conversations there. Victor, who used to run Panama for eXp, he actually had private meetings. And I'm like, Rodolfo, you're not even in yet, right? So what was it about the model and about eXp and that just got you so excited that made you decide to pursue this as an opportunity, then eventually join?
Well, let me tell you a little bit back into the past. When I graduated from SMU, which is, some people I'm sure in the group will know, SMU is Texas in that. That's why I graduated. And in my lessons, I remember like envisioning, like, I don't know, it was in one of my classes, I think it was leadership, or one of those classes I had at SMU. I had this vision of developing a business which will, like all people, will be owners of the company, no? And also a company where the network will help, no? And I always had that vision, but I never made it happen, you know? And suddenly, when I got to know Brian and then you, suddenly I found out there was a company in real estate, which is one of the things I like more within the industries, I know. Suddenly there was a company which was doing that, and it was doing it fast, in a modern way, So I was, wait, but that's why I dreamed in 1991, and it is happening right now in the US, and going abroad, So why not join it? No? I mean, it makes all sense for me. Network is very important. That's why I don't want to break up relations. I just want to keep them, and look forward, because a good relations may not help you now, but it will help you in the future, and therefore I wanted to do it the right way. That's why I waited until the time was the right time to join eXp. I also was working hard for helping Ribe, of course. And it happened this way, at the end they closed out the brokers part. Still, thank God, there is a relation with eXp, with the Eastern buying part of Ribe, and which is going to grow, I'm sure, because they have a big support in the US, in fact, in Florida, where Amy is based, and I'm sure they're going to grow up, and I hope it works out well for eXp, of course. And for me, it was easy. Now I could join without problems, no hard feelings from my former people, and I'm here, ready to work out in that company I dreamed about in 1991, so long time ago.
I think that's so awesome that you had this vision of doing something like that long ago, right? And that now we're bringing it to fruition, right? And Brian always talked to me about that he always dreamed about having a business that was global and the sun never set in the business, right? And so I think that your vision completely aligns with what we are as the Legends International team. And the moment that you and I started talking and the subsequent conversations we had, I realized that you were a perfect fit for our team and what we're doing, our vision, right? And so I'm so excited that you're going to be coming in here and helping us grow in a big way, not only with what you've already done in the past, but all of the conversations that you've been having. And you're telling me, hey, get ready, because I'm introducing you to this person and this person. And I'm like, this guy totally gets what we're doing and the legacy that we get to build together, That's exciting for me, Rodolfo.
I love your map, and I hope to work it out so we have more countries in the future there. That's one of my goals, okay? Even working out Spain, of course, as my base, no? But in helping, because I'm in Central America, developing this region of the world for eXp. Yeah, that's my aim. And my aim.
Well, if you take a look over here, we got a lot of countries here that are not blue that speak Spanish, right? Yeah. And so there's a lot of opportunity there, right? As well as other countries around the world that I know that you have contact to, and the ability to open up new countries is an amazing opportunity. So I'm looking forward to doing that with you. And now that you are in eXp Realty, and I know you've only just been in a couple of weeks, right? I mean, officially, what would you say, either from your point of view, is the future of eXp Realty, or what would be one thing that you would tell new people, what one piece of advice that you would give new people?
Well, there's two types of people in the world, proactive and entrepreneurs. And then there is, which is as good, and they are as important, people who are administrative, who are more process oriented, and they are as important, of course. But if you are in that first part, entrepreneur side, this is the place to be. If you want to make things happen and have people helping you in that, this is the place to be. If you want to think that the only limit is the sky, here we are. And I think the limit here is you know, the opportunities here. Maybe in the US, eXp is really a mature company, you know, but even if it's growing a lot. But outside the US, it has all the potential and it's growing, it's still growing and growing. In fact, in Spain, there were 500 people right now working in Spain, you know, when it started 3 years ago. That provides you the potential, you know, of the brand, you know, and the big opportunities that it's going to achieve, you know, in the long term. So people who are in new countries working out the business, they have all the chance of make it big and good, and it's a great business for entrepreneurs and for real estate agents because of all the tools you get and the big margin you get for the business, you know, because if you work for other companies, your margin is far lower. They have a lot of fixed cost, which eXp doesn't have.
So Rodolfo, another question that I would like to ask you too is, you know, why did you choose to work with us at the Legends International team? What was it that made you make that decision?
Well, guys, because you are the guys, you know. Brian, you know, it was awesome to meet him when you know, in his cabin in Nebraska, and I mean in Guatemala myself, no, at that time. It was awesome to meet him. It was great to have you. The energy you guys have, it's what drives the world, you know. Energy and positive attitude, you know, and never. Of course, there's always problems. You know, nothing is as you know. It happens the way you want, but you keep going, you know. And that's something I like about you guys. You keep going and never lose the smile, and keep going, because that's life. That's life. Your mother had an accident. Let's recover. Let's help her and keep going. You know, that's the way. That's the way life should be. You know, all the time.
Well, thank you for that, Rodolfo.
The philosophy. I like the philosophy behind. You know.
Thank you so much, my friend. You know, I'm so excited about what we're going to accomplish together, and I'm glad that you're officially and finally here, and we can start to really grow this thing together. And just to let everybody know, so we officially promoted Rodolfo, even though he's new. We're going to have him as our country captain and leading things in Spain going forward. So excited about that. And everything we're going to do together. I think Rodolfo is going to help us break into all kinds of new countries and new markets as we're going forward too. So
today's my first day. Today's my real first day, because as I told you, I joined last month, but I had to close down some things. I was in the middle of the process of working out. So today is my real first day. So you know, from now on, it's going to be more of myself in the team. Okay.
Awesome. Thanks again for doing this interview with us today, Rodolfo.
Thanks to you guys for letting me.
Hey, I hope you found value in today's legendary interview with our special guest. If you'd like to see more interviews just like this one, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And if you'd like to learn more about today's guest, I placed all their contact information in the description below. Who knows? Maybe they are the mentor you've been looking for. And if you're looking to make a change who you are partnered with in real estate, feel free to book a no-pressure private Zoom call with me. During this private call, I'll share with you how we help real estate agents leverage their language skills and cultural connections to close more transactions both locally and internationally using cutting-edge lead generation technology and marketing techniques. If you want to find yourself in a different situation in 90 days or in a year from now, it's important to find the right partners that can mentor you, have the right strategies, and are willing to give you the roadmap without asking for an additional cut of your commission. With the unique eXp Realty model, it's a collaboration, not competition mentality. The numbers don't lie either. So if you're curious, reach out and set up an appointment. I look forward to meeting you. Feel free to check out the other videos I have here on the channel about eXp Realty too, in case you're just curious. Otherwise, drop your questions or suggestions for upcoming guests in the comments below. Once again, I'm Jason P. Jordan, your go-to global real estate coach with the Legends International team, brokered by eXp Realty. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.